One of the first things you should do before you make the decision to quit weed is think about why. Why do you want to quit weed? I have the perfect exercise for people to do if they so choose to. Now, what you want is just two items, only two, right? You want a pen and paper. This is what I have at the hotel. I don't have anything fancy. And you want to write down every single reason why you want to quit weed. It's too expensive, right? Or you can write down, it's complicating my life in too many ways. Another good reason, it's affecting your relationships or your habits, and they get in the way. You can also write down the positives. And the positive, it makes me feel good. It helps me get to sleep, and I'll get further on that. Marijuana helps people sleep at first, but when they become dependent on it, it returns back to their normal, crappy habits because they get adjusted to it. So that's not really a positive, is it? You might think it's a positive, but it's only a positive at first, and it helps you eat. Does it really? You just can't eat without it because you're addicted. You'll return back to normal if you quit. So that's another positive you cannot write down. You'll notice that the negatives quickly outpace any positive that you write down. And this is why it's the perfect exercise for you to do, because it makes you realize that it's not really worth it to continue this addiction. It helps you strengthen the purpose of why you want to quit. The most important thing after quitting is avoiding stress, because stress is a very big trigger. So you want to write down things that you can do that make you happy and things that you can do to avoid stress. And I do recommend for everyone who is quitting, for the first 3 days, book it off of work, take time for yourself, because those first 3 days are going to be the hardest. So either do it on a long weekend or book those days off sick. You want to put yourself first before work. And I know there's a lot of old people saying that you have to work hard and all that, but you have to work hard on yourself if you want to do anything of value in your life. Doesn't matter what job you have. So after you write down some of those things, I want you to write down also a couple of triggers. So add another section on the bottom of the page. You get trigger when you wake up. There's a lot of people who wake and bake. You might have a trigger right after eating something like a big meal. That's more common with people who have nicotine addictions. You might have a trigger right before bed or right after work, and all these triggers might be different for you, but you have to figure out what they are so that you can focus on avoiding them or realize when they are happening. That way you can avoid them from occurring when you do quit. And I want to make a full guide on quitting weed because I've done it, and so can you. And there's a lot of resources out there, and I'm going to be one of them. And so if you need any help, please leave them down in the comments. I hope you guys have a great night.